on New Year's, there's a great tradition of setting resolutions for the coming year, and Assembly allows you to do that in a really structured, automated way. So when you're coming up on your New Year's resolution, you can either for yourself or for your team create a flow that prompts people to think about, what are my resolutions for this new year, and what are the key themes and focuses that you want to bring into that year. So let's say I wanted to create this for myself. So independently, I now have a flow that is scheduled so that every year on January 1st at 2 p.m., I will be prompted to basically fill out a flow that asks me to think about my resolutions for the new year and to think about my key themes and focuses for that coming year. So if I save that with that schedule, I keep this thing shared just for me, then what I've created is a personal space where I can jump in and just set my kind of goals, my resolutions for the coming year. So imagine my resolution was to run 5 times a week. And my resolution was to learn more about my industry, push for promotion, whatever, right? I have a private space in which to commit myself to those things. My key focuses are being centered and intentional. Sure. So if I post that, boom, this is my private space to discuss with myself, commit to myself my resolutions, and I can always come back here and I can look at the history of how those things have changed over time. I can look about, what ways my resolutions have changed over the course of the year, what's changed about how I value my resolutions in June versus in January, or maybe more realistically towards the end of January versus the beginning of January. But let's delete this post. And instead, let's imagine this in a team context. So perhaps this is far less about, what are your personal sets of resolutions, but what are your resolutions as it relates to the team or to the mission? So if we instead structure the flow in this way, and we share it, once again, let's say we share this with the sales team. Then what we've created is a way for sales to come in here and to mutually commit to a set of goals, focuses, resolutions for the coming year in terms of how they work with each other, how they work with their customers, how they work towards our mission, right? So starting a post here, now it's a whole other different kind of workflow. Now it's instead thinking about what are my goals for the year as it relates to my team? And we can create that shared space to have that shared commitment, that shared history, so that we can look back, we can see, were we holding true to those things? Were we all working together and pushing in the same direction towards that same mission? So that's the way you can use Assembly in order to facilitate your New Year's resolutions or your team's New Year's resolutions.